GBGuns Armory episode 31. This is where we talk about stuff reviewed in the past. It's been out for a little while. I'm hoping to learn from you guys what your thoughts and experiences have been now that the stuff has been around for a minute. And it's also a chance for me to give you a little more thoughts and feels since the main reviews are generally facts and performance. Today's topic is the EAA Girsan high power. This is the lightweight and compact. Shortened the barrel a little bit, they used aluminum for the frame, gave it a rail, made it optics ready, improved controls. This is the updated high power that I think everyone was expecting FN to have come out with, and instead we're getting it out of Turkey via EAA. I was really impressed with this thing, a whole lot more comfortable to shoot, especially thanks to that beaver tail there. If any of you are like me and have some meat in your hands, when you grab a conventional high power, that hammer wants to take a little skin with it, shot after shot after shot, and it kind of ruins a classic. Now, I'm not pretending to have been a long-term high power fan, like everyone suddenly did when these came about. My experience with the original high power was very limited. In fact, limited to a Turkish clone that I reviewed years back that is no longer on the US market. I shot the Springfield SA-35, or what do they call it, and I wasn't too impressed. It wasn't a bad gun, it just didn't inspire me. Then of course FN came out with the new high power after they killed production on the original high power design, which, I mean, the gun came out in 1935, come on. The new one is an interesting gun, but I don't think really has a place and seemed to have missed the mark on a few things, at least for regular consumer everyday shooter needs, and this gun seemed to answer all of that. They even did a flat trigger on there. The trigger pull on it, not magical. It'll take up to a wall, decent break. Reset's alright, a little soft, and yes, I just bit myself with the hammer there. But not terrible, and something that could probably be worked on. And I never criticize a company for going on the safe side of a trigger weight. I say that because, and as you guys know from my main reviews, I don't care about trigger weights anymore. I've learned enough as a shooter and learned enough as a gun guy that unless trigger weight is disproportionate to the weight of the firearm, it really doesn't matter. If you can't move 8 pounds with your finger, how are you opening doors? How are you, and there's so many tasks we do on a daily basis that require about that much pressure, and that's not a problem. Where weight can be an issue is it can maybe slow you down, but what's more important to me is trigger feel, being able to find that wall, predict the break, control the firing of the firearm. That's the whole purpose of the trigger, right? And then know when it's ready to fire again. And this is alright. I think with a little bit of work, it could be excellent. I'd love to see like a custom shop or something like that version of this dialed up, or whatever aftermarket's out there. Since reviewing this, and this is a fairly recent one, I have not taken the time to dig to see if there's aftermarket. I'd love to hear from you guys if you think there is. But I thought this was really cool of Girsan and of EAA to bring it in to give us that classic high power, but as needed for the modern times. If you guys are fairly new to firearms and don't know what makes the high power so magical, it got its name from and gained its fame because it was effectively the first decent capacity double stack 9mm service gun. Not the first double stack 9mm, not the first high capacity or any of that. It was what set the bar for, hey, we can fit 13 to 15 rounds in someone's grip easily. That should be the norm. And almost 80 years later, it's definitely the norm now. So the high power has a special place for bringing that to us. Especially, I mean, if you look at FBI statistics, it says that it takes 2 to 3 hits, I think it's like 2.5 or 2.7 hits, regardless of caliber and projectile type, to incapacitate an opponent. That means you need to land 3 shots per bad guy. Land 3 shots. with adrenaline running, while fearing for your life, while chaos is going on. So you should probably have, let's be realistic here, 4 or 5 rounds of capacity for every opponent that needs to be neutralized. Looking at modern times and thugs traveling in packs or groups, or at least not being alone, you can expect a minimum of 2, so now we're talking 10 rounds as a minimum good idea to carry capacity. So, way back in the 30s, 13 rounds, it's now 15 rounds, good idea. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Girsan High Power. This in particular, they have many SKUs, but this is the aluminum frame one with the rail and optics ready, all that. I will give you a pinned comment to the full review of this that gives you a little more detail and everything at the bottom, as I do on anything that's been also on the depot. That's topic 31 of GBGuns Armory. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.